Good afternoon, students. This is Arvind, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, PVR Visvodaya Institute of Technology and Science, Kavali. So, in the previous class, I started the second chapter of this subject, that is static power converter analysis. So, in that class, I discussed about the introduction to the static power converters. And now, in this class, I'm going to discuss the converter station and equipment, converter station and equipment concept. Okay, so let us get into the topic. That is, so this is the layout of HVDC transmission. Okay, this is the layout of HVDC transmission, or this is a schematic diagram of a typical HVDC converter station. So in this converter station, we have different types of equipments. Different types of equipment, that is converters. Converters is nothing but a rectifier and inverter, and then converting station and converter transformers and smoothing reactor and overhead lines, electrodes like that we are having, and earth electrodes like that we are having. So this is the schematic diagram of a typical HVDC converter station. So in this one we have AC filters and DC reactors and smoothing reactors and converters like that. We are taking a 12 pulse converter and three phase AC supply or AC bus we are taking. Okay, so based on this layout we have to explain the equipment of HVDC transmission or converter station. So coming to the various parts of HVDC system, so in that one, first part is converters, either it is a rectifier or inverter, and after that we are having the second part, that is converter transformers, and next one smoothing reactors. So this smoothing reactor is also called as current limiting reactor. Okay, next harmonic filters. So in these harmonic filters we have AC and DC filters. Okay, next we have overhead lines, and next we have reactive power source, and after that we have earth electrodes. So these are the various parts of HVDC system. I will explain one by one in detail. So firstly I will take the converters. Okay, so converters. So these the converters are the main part of HVDC system. You already know this one. The converters are the main part of HVDC system. So this usually consists of two three-phase converter bridges connected in series to form 12 pulse converter bridge or converter unit. Okay, this the converter usually consists of two three-phase converter bridges connected in series to form 12 pulse converter unit, that is two 6 pulse bridges, 6 pulse converters we are using. Okay, so here in this case the total number of valves in such unit are 12. The total number of valves in such unit are 12, and the valves can be packaged as a single valve, double valve or quadri-valve arrangements. I will show these packages in the next diagram. Okay, so the valves can be packaged as a single valve, double valve or quadri-valve arrangements. Okay, so next, each valve is used to switch in a segment of an AC voltage waveform. Okay, each valve is used to switch in a segment of an AC voltage waveform. So for that one, the converter is fed converter transformer connected in star star and star to delta arrangements. The converter is fed converter transformer connected in star to star and star to delta arrangements. Okay. So the valves can be cooled by air, oil, water or freon. Freon. So here liquid cooling using deionized water is more efficient and results in reduction of station losses. Okay, liquid cooling using deionized water is more efficient and results in reduction of station losses. So this is a 12 pulse converter unit. So in this one we are taking a two 6 pulse converters by using two separate transformers. So here I am taking a three phase AC bus, okay, for the supply. So this supply is given to this three phase AC bus is given to a transformers. So here we are using two transformers. The first transformer consists of one 6 pulse converter and the second transformer consists of another 6 pulse converter. So here I designated the single valve, double valve and quadri valve arrangements. Okay, so single valve means it consists of only one thyristor. Double valve means it consists of two thyristors. Quadri valve means it consists of four thyristors or four valves. Okay, that is single valve, double valve, and quadri valves. Okay, and next, so the rating of a valve group are limited. The rating of a valve group can be are limited more by the permissible short circuit currents than steady state load requirements. Okay, the rating of valve group are limited more by the permissible short circuit currents than steady state load requirements. So the design of valves is based on the modular concept where each module contains a limited number of series connected thyristor valves. Okay, the design of valves is based on the modular concept where each module contains a limited number of series connected thyristor valves levels. So here the valve firing signals are generated in the converter control at group potential and are transmitted to each of the thyristor in the valve through a fiber optic light guide system. Okay, in this one the firing signals are generated in the converter control at ground potential and are transmitted to each of the thyristor in the valve through a fiber optic light guide system. Okay, so the light signal received by the thyristor level is converted to electrical signal using gate drive amplifiers with transformers. So the valves are protected using snubber circuits, protective firing and gapless surge arresters. So the valves are protected using snubber circuits, protective firing and gapless surge arresters. So next, coming to the next concept, that is converter transformers. So we discussed the converter concept and next we are moving to the converter transformers. So the converter transformer, so for a 6-pulse converter, a conventional 3-phase or 3 single-phase transformer is used. Okay, so however, for 12-pulse configuration, following transformers are used. Those are the configurations, that is 6 single-phase 2 windings. 6 single-phase 2 windings we are used, and next 3 single-phase 3 windings. 3 single-phase 3 windings, and next 2 3-phase 2 windings. 2 3-phase 2 windings, like that we are taking the transformer connections. And next, in converter transformers, it is not possible to use winding close to yoke since potential of its winding connection is determined by conducting valves. Okay, in converter transformers, it is not possible to use winding close to the yoke since potential of its winding connection is determined by conducting valves. So here entire winding are completely insulated. So as a leakage flux of a converter transformer contains very high harmonic contents, it produces greater eddy current loss and a hot spot in the transformer tank. So in case of 12-pulse configuration, if two 3-phase transformers are used, one will have star-to-star connection and another will have star-to-delta connection to give phase shift of 30 degrees. I already discussed this point in the previous section. Okay, and next, so since fault current due to fault occurs, valve is predominantly controlled by transformer impedance. So the leakage impedance of converter transformer is higher than the conventional transformer. Okay, if the fault occurs due to the fault across the valve is predominantly controlled by transformer impedance, the leakage impedance of converter transformer is higher than the conventional transformer. So online tap changing is used to control the valve, to control the voltage and reactive power demand. Okay, online tap changer or OLTC. Okay, online tap changing is used to control the voltage and reactive power demand. Okay, next, smoothing reactors. So as its name suggests that these reactors are used for smoothing the direct current output in the DC line. So these reactors are used for smoothing the direct current output in the DC line. So it also limits the rate of rise of the fault current in the case of DC line short circuit. In the case of DC line short circuit. And normally partial or total air cooled magnetically shielded reactor are used. So normally partial or total air core magnetically shielded reactor are used. So disc coiled up windings are used and brass to withstand the short circuit current. So the saturation inductance should not be too low. The saturation inductance should not be too low. So next one is harmonic filters. So harmonics generated by converters are of the order of Np plus or minus 1 in AC side and Np in the DC side. So where P is the number of pulses and N is the integer. Okay, filters are used to provide low impedance path to the ground for the harmonic currents. Okay, filters are used to provide low impedance path to the ground for the harmonic currents. So they are connected to the converter terminals so that harmonics should not enter to AC system. Okay, they are connected to the converter terminal so that harmonics should not enter to AC system. So however, it is not possible to protect all harmonics from entering into AC system. Then magnitudes of some harmonics are high and filters are used for them only. So magnitudes of some harmonics are high and filters are used for them only. So these filters are used to provide some reactive power compensation at the terminals. Okay, these filters, that is AC filter or DC filters, are used to provide some reactive power compensation at the terminals. And coming to the overhead lines. So as monopolar transmission scheme is most economical, and the first consideration is to use ground as return path for DC current. So this concept I explained in the first chapter under the topic of types of DC links. In that one, I discussed about the monopolar DC link. So on the topic, this point comes. Okay, as monopolar transmission scheme is most economical, and the first consideration is to use ground as return path for DC current, but use of ground as conductor is not permitted for longer use, and a bipolar arrangement is used with equal and opposite current in both poles. So this point is comes under the topic of in the first chapter, that is types of DC links under bipolar DC link. Okay, so in case of failure in any poles, ground is used as return path temporarily. So the basic principle of design of DC overhead lines is almost same as AC lines design, such as configurations, towers, insulators, etc. And next, the number of insulators and clearances are determined based on the DC voltage. The number of insulators and clearances are determined based on the DC voltage, and the choice of conductors depends mainly on corona and field effect considerations. The choice of conductors depends mainly on corona and field effect considerations. Next, reactive power source. Reactive power source. So as such converter does not consume reactive power, but due to phase displacement of current drawn by converter and the voltage in AC system, reactive power requirement at the converter station is about 50 to 60% of real power transfer. So which is supplied by filters, capacitors and synchronous condensers. Okay, so such converter does not consume reactive power, but due to phase displacement of current drawn by converter and voltage in AC system, the reactive power requirement at the converter station is about 50 to 60% of real power transfer, which is supplied by filters, capacitors and synchronous condensers. So synchronous condensers are not only supplying reactive power, but also provides AC voltages for natural commutation of the inverter. Due to harmonics and transients, special design machines is used for the reactive power source to the reactive power source. And coming to the last one, that is earth electrodes. So the earth resistivity of at upper layer is higher. The earth resistivity of at upper layer is higher, that is around approximately 400 ohm per meter, and electrodes cannot be kept directly on the earth surface. So this is the main point. That means the electrodes cannot be kept directly on the earth surface. So the electrode are buried into the earth where the resistivity is around 3 to 10 ohms per meter to reduce the transient over voltages during line faults and gives low DC electric potential and potential gradient at the surface of the earth. So the location of the earth electrode is also important due to reasons. Those are possible interference of DC current ripple to power lines, communication systems, sorry, communication, not communication, it is a communication systems of telephone and railway signals, etc. And metallic corrosion of pipes, cable sheaths, etc. And public safety. And next one is the electrode must have low resistance, that is less than 0.1 ohm, and buried up to 500 meters into the earth. Okay, thank you. So in this class, I discussed about converter station and equipment. So in this one, I shown a layout of converter station or a schematic diagram of converter station. I shown. Okay. So in the equipment, we discussed about the converter transformer, smoothing reactor. Okay, smoothing reactor, overhead lines, overhead lines, and next one is reactive power source, earth electrodes, like that we are, and harmonic filters we discussed in this class. And in the next class I'm going to discuss the static power converter analysis, static power converter analysis concept. Okay, thank you for watching this video.